Welcome to Top Wisdom. Today I'm going to talk about the grade 10 poem, The Warm and the Cold. I'm going to talk about that poem. So it's not that really difficult, but I think there are much more challenging words, so I have to explain them. As usually, I'm going to start with glossary. Going to start with dusk, after sunset and before night time. Cup, cap, type of large freshwater fish. Badger, short-legged omnivores in a family Mustelidae, which also includes the otters, polecats, weasels, and wolverines. By the way, these explanations come from the dictionary. By the way, I don't know which dictionary you're using, but you can use your own dictionary. Viol, a musical instrument similar to a violin. Troit, freshwater fish. Hare, a fast-running long-eared mammal that resembles a large rabbit, having very long hind legs and typical found in grassland or open woodland. Mammoth, a type of large hairy elephant with long tongues that curved upwards, now extinct. Vice, a mental tool with movable jaws that are used to clap or an object firmly in place. Cod, a large fish that lives in northern Atlantic Ocean, often caught and eaten. Tide rape, it is an area of rough water caused by one current flowing across another current or by a current moving over an uneven bottom. Score, a document showing all the notes of piece of music. Jing, a type of lively dance or music. Flimsy, insubstantially and easily damaged. Spit, a thin pointed stick that is used for holding meat over a fire to cook it. About the poet. So now I'm going to explain about the poet. I've explained the words that are challenging to the learners, which I myself found challenging. Then I discovered the words and I tried to explain them so that understanding the poem wouldn't get more difficult. So you have to understand the words first before understanding the poem. So that's why I started with those words that are challenging, that many learners don't get quite well, like the one score. They think is a football match now. They say 2-1, things like that. So now I've explained those words. Now you know them. And if you didn't understand them, if you want another explanation of the words, you can just take your own dictionary, which will explain further. You can take your own dictionary so that you can understand more and more. So I'm going to about the poet Ted Hughes, English poet and author, 1930 and 1998. The animals and landscape of Yorkshire, England, had a big influence on his poetry. Many of his poems deal with the natural world, which represent for Hughes qualities such as beauty, violence, and the survival instinct. His tone was often harsh and his imaginary brilliant. He was married to the famous poet Sylvia Plath. So about the poet is not really important, but the one that's important is about the poem that I'm going to explain now. About the poem, this is a lyrical poem. They always ask this question, what type of poem is this? By the way, this is a lyrical poem. It has a musical quality with alternative verse and chorus sections. The verse sections are 8 lines apart that describe the effects of an icy winter. The chorus sections are the 8-line parts that describe how the country animals behave in such cold weather. The last 7 lines of the poem are like the final coda in a piece of music, the end part of the piece of music or a play. This poem is part of set of poems called season songs. The Hughes wrote about the seasons of the year in England. Analysis. So this is one of the important thing, analysis, because now you understand further about what the poem is about and understand how the poem is constructed. You'll understand everything now, which is also very, very important. If you don't get this, you are in big trouble. I won't lie to you. This poem focuses on the very coldest part of winter and makes extensive use of similes. Extensive use of similes. All the animal comparisons are positive. They are all contained in their natural environment. It is only farmers sweltering in their artificial warmth who are compared to something negative. The poet describes how various wild animals find different kinds of shelter in the countryside. There is a turn or twist towards the end of the poem when he shifts his attention to humans. The tone is confident. The poet is familiar with the kind of countryside, animals, and people that he describes, as well as with the effects of that cold has on them. These are all the important factors about the poem The Warm and the Cold by Ted Hughes. These are all the important factors. You should get the poem by now, and now I'm sure you're going to pass your test, grade 10s, and you're going to grade 11, which grade 10 is very difficult grade. So it's better if you're focused, then you will pass. So anyway, guys, don't forget to subscribe and like the video and share the video to other learners so that they can learn and pass also.